Okay, we're going to be going over Between the Lines, and it's a terrible copy, and I have to apologize for that, but it's a short activity, pretty straightforward, so let's get going with this one. Okay. Shadows deepened on barren cliffs across the valley. Mike gazed out the window across the vacant runway. Okay, so let's stop and look at two of these words real quickly. Barren means empty cliffs, okay? And a vacant runway means it's also empty. Then, exasperated, he glanced at his cell phone, grimacing and shaking his head. He was certain to miss his connection. Okay, so this is where we can use our context clues to help us figure out the word exasperated and grimacing. Okay, so if he is certain he's going to miss his connecting flight, knowing how expensive a plane ticket is, how would you feel if you were going to miss a flight and you had been waiting for a really long time? So exasperated means frustrated, and grimacing means kind of that cringing, upset feeling. And our other clue is that he's shaking his head. So we know all in all he's very upset. Okay. He was certain to miss his connection. He considered returning to the coffee shop for a sandwich, but rejected the idea. So often an airport will have like a coffee stand or a music stand, or a place that they can buy magazines, that kind of thing. So when he says he's going to return to the coffee shop, we're still talking about in the actual airport here. Okay, so now let's look at our questions. What time of day is it, and how can you tell? So there's two parts to this question. Well, the only thing that tells me about the time or the setting would be here at the beginning. It says that shadows deepened. So what time of day do shadows grow? And if the shadow is growing on the valley, that means that the sun is rising, right? So we know it's either late afternoon or evening time. And if there's shadows, it can't be dark. So late afternoon or evening. Mike is in a building. What kind of building is it? So we're looking for the building. And which details tell you this? So it's asking us to prove our answer. Okay. So we know that he's looking out a window at some cliffs, okay, but you can see a lot of things from a building, so the cliffs don't really help us much, but he's looking out the window at a runway, so we know he's in an airport. And the coffee shop being inside there is another clue as well. Okay. How does he feel, and which words and phrases tell you this? Okay. He is glancing at his cell phone, so he's checking the time. He's not happy about how late the flight is. It says he's exasperated, which means frustrated, and we talked about that a second ago. And he's grimacing, okay? He's certain he's going to miss his connection, and he rejects the idea. So we also have that he is shaking his head. So all of these let us know that he is frustrated, that the plane is late. He's sure he's going to miss his connecting flight. He's very upset. Now, is this building probably in a big city or a rural area? What information in the text leads you to believe this? So unfortunately, we can't see the picture to help us out here, but we are looking for if it's a big city or rural area, so rural meaning country, and what information in the text leads you to believe this. So basically, they're asking us for what in the text proves it. Okay, so go back up, and what tells us about the setting again. Okay, these sentences are all about how he feels, so let's go back up to the setting. Shadows deepened on barren cliffs across the valley. So if he's looking out at a valley and bare cliffs, there's not a lot of buildings around. If he was in a city, he would see big, big, tall buildings. So we can tell that because of these cliffs and the valley, he is in the rural environment. And that's really it. It's just asking you to look for details about what the character is saying and thinking and doing to draw your inference, and things about our setting with what we know about places as well. And that's it.